Hello guys, welcome to another Sunday design session. First things first, make sure you get all the access file and upload them on your website. Remember, this is the link to the asset file. It's always going to be in the comment section of the YouTube video, because right now we cannot put a link on our YouTube description until we get to a certain threshold. So I always try to skip the preliminary setup, because this is to improve your skill, not to get you started on web design. If you want to learn web design, you can get a web design course that is going to drop at the end of this month. These sessions are just there to improve your design if you're already a designer yourself. So this is how the website looks like. We're going to start with the first section, but now let me explain a little bit about this section. If you look at this section, it has a card-like structure inside. So we have to put a section, then put a container. So the container is going to act like this card with these limits. This is the boundaries. You see, the section itself has a white background, but the card has a different kind of background. Then we're going to add just two elements inside, this text and the button. So add your section, add a container inside this section, add a heading, replace the heading content with this, go to style, typography. We're going to change the typography to be Abaya Libre, and the color is going to be black, which is 06 times. And then we're going to add a button. The typography of this, the content of this button is try craft free. Go to style, we're going to change the typography to be interior, so search for interior. The size is going to be 18 and the weight is going to be semi-bold. Now if you look closely at this button, it's transparent because you can see the background. So come back here, background type classic, color should be almost white, so F0, F0, F0. Now coming back here, this first one controls the color, while this one controls the transparency. We're going to put the transparency at 12, F0, 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 12. We'll leave it at that. The text color of that button is black, so color code for black is 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, so 06 times. Then we have that. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to add a minimum height. If you notice, we need to add a minimum height on that container. So layout, minimum height, change the value to be VH. We're going to give it a minimum height of 80. Go to style, we're going to give it a background of classic. We're going to upload, pick this, and this is the background we're going to use. So the background display size is going to be cover, everything is going to be center on the position. Then on the container itself, go to layout. Justified content has to do with aligning an element from top to bottom, while align items has to do with aligning an element from left to right. So we want to send this at the center, so we use justified content. One more thing, this guy, if you look closely, it's a two-line stuff, so we need to manipulate the width. Go to advanced width, make sure it's custom. The width should be around 40%. Go to style, make sure everything is at the center. Go to advanced, make sure everything. Okay, now back to this. Like I said, aligning items has to do with left to right movement. So this is on the left, we want to put it on the center. We do center. Perfect. So everything just moves closely. Now back to this button. We need to control the transparency. We want it to be transparent but not too transparent, so we'll leave it at FOFO8C. So right now it's transparent but we can see it. So this is it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put a spacer after the button. Okay, the spacer needs to be under here. Good. I'm gonna make it 160, so you can see how transparent it is. Now the button is perfectly rounded. If you look here, it's perfectly rounded, so we need to work on the border radius. We're going to give it a border radius of 50 pixels all around. So now it's perfectly rounded. Now when you hover on it, I'm going to just copy this code, right click, copy. When you hover, it's not that transparent anymore. So color, paste this color, then slowly increase it to be FOFOFOBA. So now if I hover, you see, if you hover, it's not that transparent anymore. This is what I'm trying to do. So it has a hover state. All right, so this container, look at the edges, it's rounded, so it has a border radius. So go to style, scroll down to border. It has a border radius of at least 30 pixels all around. Now the thing is, this one is smaller than this one because here we have what we call box width, so we have to make it full width. So once we make it full, this is how it looks like now. Everything looks good. So we're going to move on to this one. So this one, this is the second section, and it's almost as wide as the one on top of it. So this layout is top to bottom, but inside here is left to right, which means we have to group two containers. We have to have at least the section and a container inside, then a heading. So quickly add a section, add your heading, paste this content inside, copy this. Anyway, before I copy this, I need to go to style, typography, and increase the size a little bit, maybe 60 or 56. Then copy the style again and paste style here. So this one is craft, isn't just for one thing, it's for your things. So this one is not that big. I'm going to reduce the size to be 40. It's a two-line thing, so it needs to be 40. Good. I'm going to add element, add container. This second container is going to hold all of these small little containers. So you have an icon and you have a text, icon, text, icon, text. So you can either do this using a container, or you can just search for icon box. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use an image box, not an icon box, because if I use an icon box, we don't have access to the SVG properties of the icons we downloaded. The icons we downloaded them as images. So this is one of the icon. So let me see. This is one of the icon. We downloaded them as images, so we cannot really use it. So I'm going to replace this value with this and get rid of the heading. Or I'm just going to put this as the heading. So image, style, content, the title should be in black, which is 06 times. Typography should be somewhere around 16. And the weight should be medium. Looks like it's not working. So I'm going to search for Intel as a font family, and the weight should be semi-bold. Good. So box, everything should be at the center. All right. So I'm just going to duplicate this one more time. Then go to the container and change the direction to be horizontal. Make sure everything is at the center. Then one of these image box, their size the height of the image. Don't touch the height, just work on the width. The width should be 100%. Copy. Just keep duplicating and then get rid of these ones. So the content here is tags. Click on this one, replace this, and then look for the image, which is a good tick. Then this is it. The next one is calendar. So this is calendar. The title is calendar. This one is whiteboards. So change the title to be whiteboards and look for the image that was used there. The next one is daily notes. So duplicate this last one, call it daily notes as title, then change the image that we downloaded to this. All right, what we are going to do is give it a custom weight of 10%. Copy, paste style, copy, paste style, copy, paste style, copy, paste style. We have a lot of breathing space now. Now for this, make sure everything is at align items at the center. We are going to give this container a minimum height, change it to VH. We're going to have a minimum height of 70 VH. Okay, the content is gone. So we're going to hit on publish and then refresh, because sometimes when you do this, the content goes away. So let me refresh. Okay, now the content is back. So go to section, make sure justify content, all of them is at the center. Good, that's what we want. All right, for this card, it's interesting because we need to do some tricky things here. So we're going to design just 4 because this is what we call slider. It's a slider where he has the image and he has a person, then it slides. To do that, we need to work with unlimited elements. I'm sure by now you should have access to unlimited elements because we used it on the last tutorial. But if you don't have access to it, I'm going to put the tool in the resource folder of where you get the images that we use for this design. So search for carousel because that's what we use. We're going to use this card carousel. So a carousel is something that scrolls. If you go to general, you see autoplay. So this is a carousel. This is what you were seeing. You see it keeps sliding unendingly. So this is what we get. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of some things. I'm going to get rid of these arrows and these dots. Show arrows, no. Show bullets, no. I'm going to get rid of the title, hide, because here we only have, okay, we have a title. So we have just title and image. So I'm going to copy this first one. Okay, so the title is going to be under content. The title is going to be above content. Good. So go to items. We're going to do 4 like I said. So we'll replace this first one. Okay, so this is the first content and that's what we have. We're going to change the image to be this guy. looks too big. Anyway, we'll come back to that. Anyway, let me just adjust that. So you come down here to image, you adjust the height of it. The height should be something like that. All right. It's perfect like that. Now we're going to get rid of this top decoration. It's all in the layout. I think this is top decoration, is it? So get rid of it. Okay. So style slide, we're going to give it a radius. Anyways, not this one. We're going to give the image a radius. So this is the image. We're going to give it a radius of 24. Now you see it's rounded. Okay. We're not going to give it any overlay. It's interesting. Items. So if we're done with the first item, we're going to move on to the next item. We're going to use this person, Aaron. Change item 2 to Aaron, and then change this to this. Back to layout. We're going to get rid of the button because we have just image, title, and text. So items, we're going to change this to Aaron. This is Aaron. Good. And then we're going to go to Tom. So item 2 is going to be Tom. And this is the description for Tom. So we're going to replace this. We're going to look for Tom. Tom, where are you? Oh, it's like we didn't bring Tom over. Interesting. So let me quickly save that. All right, so we're going to have to bring Tom over now. So upload files. So this is Tom. Everybody say, hey, Tom. Hey, Tom. All right, good. Okay, we're going to do Anna, producer and photographer. So that's item 4. And this is Anna. So I don't think we have Anna as well. So what we're going to do is we're going to bring in Anna as well. Promise you, I'm sure I brought these guys, but it's like they are ghosting me now. Okay, so this is Anna. Everybody say, hey, Anna. Hey, Anna. Okay. So these are the 4 we have. Layout, general. I'm just going to show all 4 at once. Good. Yes, I love that. Okay, there's one thing we need to look at. We need to make sure that the font weight of these guys are the same. So title, typography, I'm first of all going to get rid of this line height because it's too much. The line height should be 20 pixels. The size should be 20, Maybe the height should be 24. Then the weight should be semi-bold, and the font family should be insert. Medium, perhaps. Yes, medium works. So the title spacing, I'm going to make sure it's around 20. Good. For the text, it's going to be italic. It's going to be inter for the font family, and the transform is going to be, the style is going to be italic, and the color is going to be black, like 20 kind of black. Good. That's what we've achieved there. Okay, now we're moving on to the next, how people use craft. So we've not put that title, so duplicate this and drag it here. Go to section, make sure everything is at the center. Align item center as well. So how people use craft. So replace this content with this, and then click on the section, give it a minimum height. Make sure the value is in VH. Give it a minimum height of say 90 VH. Good. Now we're getting into this section. I think all of this belongs to one section. So the card here, this one, and this one. Okay, let me read through from first thought to final form. Oh, I love card design, but this one is tricky. So this is going to be 1, and this is going to be, so this is the first feature, and he has all of this to support it. This is going to be the next feature. All of this is 1. I'm going to assume all of this is inside one section, all of these things you're seeing here. So you have write, and down here you have plan. So they have the same design structure. So all I'm going to do is add a section. On this first one is going to have its container, which is going to hold all of these. Then I'm going to have a second container, which is going to hold this guy and this guy. So let me duplicate this container, and then the last container would be for this blue container right here. So let's start with this. So this container has a horizontal layout. It means element from left to right. We're going to design that and then try to duplicate it here. It's going to be tricky, but if we are going to cut out time, we might not, we might probably end somewhere around here. Yes, we're going to end here so that the whole tutorial won't be so long. The idea is to understand how to design certain layouts, certain cards, certain structure. So if we succeed to get right up to this point and this video is not up to an hour, it's beneficial for both of us, because the rest of the design is just repetitive. We're going to end somewhere around here. Okay, so you have this and this. So let me quickly put 2 containers inside here, duplicate them. Okay, go to the main container and make sure it's horizontal, because the layout is horizontal. So here we have a text. So add element, text, copy from here, paste style. Make sure the width is full width, because we're not using custom width now. Then it has a text inside. I'm just going to quickly get a text editor inside here and replace the content with this. Go to style, make sure it's completely black, which is 0 6 times. Then we have a mini text up here, which should be around 20 pixels in size. So replace the content with this. Go to style, typography, make sure it's 20. Then make the alignment to be left. Good. Alright, this is a two line, which means go to advanced. It doesn't have a full width, it has a custom width, but the custom width should be 70. Go to style, alignment should be left. Now for this guy, right, typography, we need to transform it to be uppercase because everything is uppercase here. Good. Now here we're going to put this image. Add element image. I believe the image is inside here. So this is the image. Then container. Go to style. We're going to give it a background of classic, and we're going to look for this. Good. That's going to be the background. Then we're going to give it a background overlay of classic. Is going to have a color. You know what? Let me publish this because now it has somehow made everything invisible. So let me refresh. So it's back. So back to this container. We are at style. So we have to give it a background overlay of color. This should be the color, this one. We're going to try as much as possible to increase the opacity to be somewhere here. Okay, let me try to flip things. Perhaps this should be the overlay, while this should be in the background. So for the overlay, I get to control the opacity. Good. Yeah, it's close. It's close to what I want. So this image is going to have a border radius of 24 pixels all around. This container as well is going to have a border radius of 50 pixels. No, 50 is too much. We're going to give it 30. Good. I love this. Now on getting to this point, you notice one container is down, the other one is bottom, this one is down, bottom. So we need to do some sort of grouping. We are going to group two vertical containers like this together. So add element container. This one is going to hold everything. So now the first container is going to hold the first two, and then the next container is going to hold the next two. But the main container is going to be horizontal. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll use icon box instead. We'll use icon box. So the icon box themselves, they don't have any description, they only have titles. So a content title, we're going to make it 20. The family is going to be Inter. Good. And the weight is going to stay at 500. Good. So duplicate this. Go to style. Okay, I'm going to make the icon to be black, which is 0.6 times. The size is going to be somewhere around 24 pixel, or maybe 40. 32 looks good, so copy this and paste that. This one is going to be right with AI. So the first one is a book. Let me just use this one. The second one is a star. All I have to do is replace the title with this and duplicate this one, then delete this one. So this one is whiteboards. Title, change that to this. This one is public and share. So let's try to change the icon to something different. I'm going to use street view, and the last one is public and share. So I'm just going to search for share. Good. Now everything here is icon on the left, text on the right. So to do that, we need to go to style and do this or this. So right click, copy, right click, paste style, right click, copy, paste style, paste style. So go to container and then increase the gap. The gap should be 24. Copy the style from this container and paste it. So if we want more gaps, you just need to increase the gap size. Okay, everything here is black. So go to content. The title needs to be black. So color code for black is 0.6 times. Right click, copy, paste style, and paste style. So that's what we have. And then one last thing, we need to add the button. So copy this button that we had up here and paste it here. The button name is learn more. Good. Go to container and make sure everything is at the center. Good. We successfully done that. Now we need to do this one. So it's the next one, this one. So this is an image card, just like what we did up here. So I'm just going to come here, copy this and paste the first one. So I'm going to change the image to be this one. Now this particular image card has a title and a text. So you need to put the text inside. Okay, go to advanced, make sure it's 20%. Then the image size, we need to reduce it a little bit to be 30%. So duplicate it one more time, and then one more time. Go to the container. The direction should be horizontal. Everything needs to be at the center. Good. So this one is Apple Design Awards. And then the text is finalist. So the color is not blue, the color is gray. This one, Weebly. Is it Weebly or Webby? We replace that with this. Then we change the content with this. So we'll look for Webby. So this is Webby. The next one is German Design Award. We replace that with We replace that with this. Excellent communication. We replace the description with this. Then we change the image that was used there. And we have something like this. Now, if you notice, everything is at the center. So we need to go to style and make sure everything is at the center. Copy, paste style, paste style, paste style. We need to give it the minimum height. VH should be somewhere around 60. Make sure everything is at the center. Good. That's the second container. Now we're moving on to this section. Now this section is still under here, so we're going to put the container. Okay, we're going to put a container here. It's going to be the third container before we move on to the last container. This one should be text. No, should not be text. Oh, how am I going to do this? Okay, you should have three containers inside here. You have the one with the text, where I'll put this text editor and replace it with this, and then put quotes. Go to style, typography, make sure it's around 32 or 24. The font family should be Inter, and the style should be italic. Maybe it should be around 20. Good. Now duplicate this container one more time and then do it again one more time. Now here there will be no text, there'll just be an image and a very nice name. So first come to this container and make sure everything is horizontal. We're going to drag this text here and replace it with this name. So this is the image. This is it. We are going to go to style and give it a border radius of 50 pixels all around, or maybe even 100. Then slowly reduce the maximum width to be 20%. On the container, make sure everything is horizontal. Perfect. Why is it so big? Okay, the width should be custom. All right, and the maximum width should be 100. So first things first, I'm going to increase the width of this container. Then we're going to look for divider and put it inside here. Divider is like a line. This line you're seeing, so that's a divider. Its job is to create a straight line like what we have there. Okay, reduce the text size. And then reduce the divider size so the image can look a little bit big. Okay, one more thing, copy this and paste style, and then paste that style. So coming back here, this one is really big, so all I wanted to do is change. I wanted to change by the color, but the style and the typography needs to be italic. The size needs to be 24. It needs to be bigger than this text size up here. All right, we successfully did that. Moving on to the last container, which is this guy. So this guy is tricky. All of these are different containers. You might see them, you think that it's an image. It's not an image, it's a container. So first thing, we need to understand the layout. What was the original layout of this container? You have one card here and another card that holds all the 4 cards on the right. So we're going to add 2 containers inside this one. Make sure it's horizontal. We have title. We have the mini titles. So the mini title is up. What is the name of this mini title? Plan. Anyway. So we place that with this. And this one is plan. So this is the text. I'm just going to duplicate this text and drag it down. Good. And then we have the button, which is this last guy. Now you see a situation where the button is far away from these things. It means these 3 elements were grouped together and this one was alone. If we want to achieve similar things, that's what we'll do. We'll have to put every single one of these inside its own container, so that this container here would see this as 2 elements, not 1, 2, 3, 4. So if we were to control the gap, I think it's a row gap. Yeah, if we're controlling the row gap, let's give it 80. It's going to treat this one as 1 element and treat this one as another element. But the earlier case is was going, like if we're trying to control all the gaps from here, it's going to treat these 3 different elements as individual elements. So if I say 80, you see it treats them as 3 different elements. But once they are grouped together, it treats them, this container, right, is going to treat this one as 1 unit and treat this one as another unit. That's how it works. Okay, I'm coming to this part of the design. We're going to have 2 cards to hold this one and 2 cards to hold this one. So we're breaking down this design like that. So the first one, then the second one. So inside the first one, it's going to have 2 cards inside. And the cards are in a horizontal manner. So this is the first card. So the first card has a mini card inside, which is basically this image here. Copy, then paste. So the first card has this, but now the direction is the image direction. Go to style, it's like this. Okay, the image size needs to be very big, and we need to get rid of the custom width. Go to style, make sure everything's in the middle. So that's the first one, calendar. So content title should be calendar. We're going to look for the calendar image. So this is it. Good. Okay. The second one is going to have all of these. 23rd November, today is Sunday. So we're still working on the first card. First card is tricky. So it's going to have a second container. So this first card, let me put a border. So the first card is having all of these elements inside. I'm getting to this one. It has 3 kinds of text. 23rd November. So this is text 1. 23rd November. Copy. and paste style. So click on this, go to style. This particular text is not italic, so we're going to make it normal and leave it at 20. Then the weight should be semi-bold. Good. I'm going to duplicate it. This one is going to be today, and the color is going to be sky blue. I think this is sky blue. All right, the line height is too much. Maybe 20 will do just fine. Copy, then come here, go to typography. The line height is 20. Then duplicate this one more time, and this one is going to be Sunday. But now the color is gray, so we're going to look for C5, C5, C5. That's going to be the color we use there. Okay, go to card on the container where all those things are found. Get rid of the gap. Then go to style. We're going to give it a color of sky blue. Something around DOE9FF. And we're going to make sure that the border radius is rounded, so it's going to be 24. So this is what we have. And I love it. Yeah, I love it. Now go to layout and make sure everything is at the center. Align items are start. Go to typography. Let's reduce this line height a little bit. So they have 3 different colors, so I cannot copy and paste their style, else it's going to cause trouble. Now on this container, we're going to give it a padding of 16 pixels all around. Good. Now we're done with the first card. This is the first card. So let me get rid of. Anyway, let me keep this thing. So I'm going to duplicate this first card and delete this one. This next card has a title and all of this text inside, but I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to change this one with this image. I think the image is a tick, this one, and then the text is tax. On this part, it's a list item. So I'm going to reset style, delete this, delete this, delete this, and then look for list item and put inside. Icon list rather. So we're going to replace that with bags. This one is going to be print tickets. And the last one is going to be this. All right, so let me reduce the width of this. Perfect. So it's showing tick because it has been done, but these ones have not been done. So we're trying to mimic the situation. So we're going to use minus. So search for minus. Why this one is what? Tick. Okay, that one is going to be hard. Okay. Just use this one. It means it has been done. Why the rest have not been done? We'll leave it at that. And then these other ones are text and image, but I couldn't get the image, so I'm just going to duplicate this container and change just the icon up. So this one is journal. So it's like a page. So I'm going to use this one. And the last one is reminders. Reminder is an alarm clock. I don't think I brought it in, so I'm just going to download it. Okay, so I'm just going to replace it. Since I didn't bring it in, I'm just going to replace it with this one. Okay. All of this is text. Then you have the details. Okay. There's no one way to go about doing this particular one. The only thing I can see is to make sure that one of these text is yellow and the other one is black. So you can have to, you can delete all of these, and then you have a container that has two texts inside. The first text is yellow, which is 1230. The color code for yellow should be FFEG. No, that yellow is too bright. I can barely even see it. So ECC322. And then the second text, duplicate it, go to the container where both texts are, make sure that the row is this. So the second text is going to be zoom, replace that with this, and then copy the style and paste style. Good. So we're done with this. Just duplicate that and then replace the information. This one is going to be 1710. That's the first text. And this one is going to be check this craft page. I think, okay, so let me get rid of all of these border on the border. Good. Now the entire card is yellow, so this is the entire card here. Go to style, classic, select color, try to pick this yellow that you used here. Good. Okay, every time I put a color or an image, this thing happens. Anyway, before I save and I refresh, I'm just going to make sure that the border radius of the entire card is 30 pixels. and I'm going to hit on publish, then refresh. I believe when this thing happens, it usually happens because some plugins need some updates. So it looks like we need to do some updates on this website. All right, everything is coming alive. Good. Okay, now one last thing, we need to put a color on these cards, and they have to have a color of white, which is F6 times. I need to have a border radius of 24. So copy, paste style, paste style. You see where I'm putting the paste style on, right? It's actually on the cards, not on this one, nor on this one. So these ones are like container holders. They hold a container, so they don't have any special styles on them. Okay, this yellow is too harsh. I think it's a little bit lighter. Go to style. I think this one works. So the value is FFEA98. Good. That one was a little bit harsh. One last thing. Every one of these card elements need to be at the center. Go to layout, justify content center. You might not see it, but you will soon see it. So paste that here. Everything's at the center. Everything needs to be at the center. Everything needs to be at the center. Okay, I've seen it here, right? So come to this first card. We're going to give it a minimum height of value VH. Should be somewhere 40 VH. Copy, paste style, and paste style. So it needs to be 40 VH. Okay, coming to this one, I'm going to get rid of the default padding so it looks a little bit bigger. Get rid of this one's default padding so everything looks bigger. And this is what we have. I love it. I love it. All right, so I'm going to come here. Justify content should be spaced between. Let me see. Yes, all of them should be spaced between, not center. Space between, space between, space between. Good. And now for this one, I'm going to get rid of the I'm going to get rid of the gap so that there are two that are quite close together. They need to be close together. So yeah, I'm going to shrink the size so all of that is on one line. It's like it's not going to work. Okay, get rid of the padding. Let's see if that helps. Okay, it helps. So I'm going to copy this and paste that. Then come here, go to advanced and get rid of the default padding. They always have default paddings. I want these two to be so close together. Looking at it from one look, you know that they are related. Okay, now like I said earlier, right, it's going to treat these two as two separate items because we group all three together. So go to the container and then select space between. Good. So this is what we have. We're done. So we're going to end here so that this tutorial is not so long. So this is a new section. The section is going to have two containers, all moving from top to bottom. The first container is going to have all of these tags, titles, and mini titles. Let me duplicate this and drag it down. So it's going to have all of these. Go to style, everything is at the center. The container, everything should be at the center. Okay, advanced, everything should be at the center. So when you manipulate the width, sometimes you need to align the items directly from the advanced part of the design. Okay, now duplicate the text, put it under here, replace it with this, go to style, make sure that everything's at the center. The last thing is the mini title, which is this one. Place it with this, go to style, make sure it's at the center. Okay, the width of this text, make sure that the line width is 2 lines, so we're going to leave it at 35%. Same goes with this one. It's 2 lines, so go to advanced, give it a custom width, make sure it spans across 2 lines. Okay, align item center. Good. So we have that set up. The next thing is these 3 cards, which will be held by this container. So we need to add 3 containers inside here, and the direction should be horizontal. So click on the container that holds all 3 and make it horizontal. Okay, looking at this design, there are 2 things. This design has it has a background, and then inside it has a title. So let me drag a title inside here. Copy this and paste that. It has a title. I think this title size should be 28. Then it has a text inside. So drag this text under this title. And then do that. Then make sure that the width is 100%. Okay, the next thing is this card has an image, and this is the image. Oh, looks like the image is not here. Okay, this is the image. Good. Now this card also has an interesting background. So this should be I think this should be the background. Display size cover. Publish and refresh. I don't know, every time I put a background, whether it's an image, whether it's a color, the website just behaves like this. So I need to publish and then refresh. You see, that's it. Oh, and that background was for the next card. Okay, so the last thing we're going to do before duplicating it is to give it a border radius of 24 pixels. Then we duplicate it, then delete this empty one. So this one is for this next card because you see that's the background, while the last one is green. Somehow I didn't get it, so I'm going to delete this one. This last image, this is it, this guy here, while this image or this one, this is it. All right, now we need to go change the background of the first card. The background is completely blue, which is going to be, anyway, let me close this. So I'm going to do a trick. I'm going to come here, go to style, copy this code, come back down here, go to style, and get rid of the image and replace it with this color. Then go to background overlay, select classic, and then bring in this image. This is an overlay. And then reduce the overlay gradient to be 0.1 rather. This image, go to advanced. The margin should be in percentage and the button should be good. Now the container itself, go to advanced, layout, additional option, overflow should be hidden. Good. When the overflow is hidden, that cutout happens. That's the cutout I'm trying to make it happen. If you look here, there's a cutout here. The cutout happens because we apply the minus margin, right, on the image itself. It's the same thing we're going to do here. Copy and paste that. So go to this container, additional option, overflow should be hidden. What is happening? Reset style. Overflow should be hidden. So for the image, the margin, it should be in percentage, bottom. It looks like this one is not working. Okay, duplicate this and then delete this one. Then drag it towards the end. Undo that. So drag this one. Okay, it's not going to work. Okay, it has worked. So I'm just going to replace the image that was inside here with this one. Seems like this one is not doing the job. All right. Then I'm going to leave it at that because we're just wasting time. Okay, this last background color is in green. So go to style. Let's see if we, okay, this is it. We're just going to use this background because I couldn't get this one. So the name of this is collection. So we're going to replace this with collection and increase the width to be 50%. This one is folders and tags. Folders and tags. Advanced, increase the width to be 50%. This one is classic structure. Change this to this content. Then replace this content with this content. We have what we have right now. Okay. Then we have dinner. So in this situation, we need to add another container under here, but we're going to delete all of the containers. So this one is empty. Then come up here, anyways, copy here, and then just paste it beneath this one. Should not be inside this container. No, this is not what we want. We want to paste it on its own separate container. Good. Now we're going to do a trick. You see here the thing starts from here to here and the image is, but here the image starts and ends with it. So in a situation like this, what we'll do is we'll do row reverse, right? Row reverse, this is what we have. We didn't need to change the position of those things anymore. So sometimes it helps to follow through because you pick a lot of things that you would otherwise not see from consuming lots of YouTube tutorials. All right. The name of this lady is Ina. And there's no image there. So let's look for a yellow. Oh, this one. Perfect. And I'm gonna hit on publish. The idea for this design tutorial this week is to help you to understand how to come up with card designs. Card designs basically just helps, it's just a design style that turns almost everything into a card style by giving it this radius and giving a strong high contrast color that is very distinct from the original background. So this is all cards, everything here is a card. Everything is also a card. Even the images are designed in a card-like style. So I love card design, but before you get it right, you need to put in the work. So yeah, we need to give you some breathing space. I always like to add breathing space at the end. So I'm going to give it an EM of 5 at the top and 5 at the bottom. Same thing I'm going to do. I'm going to copy this style and I'm going to paste the style here. So 5 at the top, 5 at the bottom. I'm going to do the same thing here. Paste style. No. I'm not going to do the same thing here. I'm going to click on the container and EM should be 5 at the top, 5 at the bottom. Now, when you're pasting style, you need to make sure that when you're pasting style, the place you're copying from and the place you're about to paste on has the same layout, has the same coloring, has the same typography and stuff like that. Or else you might find yourself pasting styles and destroying your entire design. So be careful. Like what just happened here, when we pasted that style, all of this container style got really messy. So yeah, top 5, bottom 5. Top 5, bottom 5, bottom 5. I don't always like putting padding first container because that's a hero container. By default, you need to know what you're doing there before you can start adding containers. All right, I hope this particular design was not too long, but it came out nice, and the idea was to show you how to come up with a card design. And I don't think this design is like any other designs we've handled in the past, but I'm glad we did. Have fun designing. See you next week.